What's going on, y'all? It's your boy, Stock Holiday, right back at you again with the latest and the greatest in these cryptocurrency markets. Do me a quick favor, hit that like button, hit that subscribe button. Now let's talk about it. Bitcoin is still holding strong. The cryptocurrency markets is holding strong. Things are looking very solid. The market seems to be heading in the right direction. You take a look at Bitcoin. Bitcoin is holding strong right now. We're at $94,000. That is an awesome level for Bitcoin. That shows great stability in the cryptocurrency market. As long as Bitcoin is staying strong and staying stable and continuing to increase, then we know we are in good hands. Take a look at the Bitcoin dominance. It is starting to drop. It is starting to slide like we have been talking about for months, like we were expecting to see in 2025. The Bitcoin dominance right now is 58.16%. Remember how long we were looking at the Bitcoin dominance? 65%, 64%. Then it got down to 60%. Then it held 59% for such a long time. We said, you know what? We'll probably never see 58%. We'll probably never see 57%. We couldn't imagine it. We couldn't envision it. But when things really start to shift into gear, you'll start to see these things form. Fear and greed index is at 49. That is an awesome level that shows that the fear and greed index is increasing every day. The market sentiment is starting to loosen up. Retail investors are still on the sideline. They're peeking in. They said, what? Market's pumping up? They looking at dog with hat up 20%. 46 cents. They looking at Sui back to $2, up 19% in one day. Taking a look at Ethereum, $3,290, almost $3,300. We know the Ethereum all-time high was $4,900. Far cry from that, but we know any particular time we could see Ethereum up 13, 15% in one day. So we can see a $4,000 Ethereum soon and very soon. 12.31% dominance for Ethereum. Excellent level. That is what we have been talking about. That's kind of what we have been waiting on. Waiting to see the Bitcoin dominance slide, waiting to see the Ethereum and altcoins dominance start to increase. Take a look back a couple of weeks. You take a look at December 2025. There was doom and gloom. There was a lot of bears. Everybody was saying, Coach, man, you might as well sell. Coach, why you guys still buying? Coach, you might as well give it up. I'm like, look, we came this far. Why sell? And this could be the bottom. Even if you're not dollar cost averaging, I'm not going to sell at a doggone huge loss. I'm going to give it a chance to recover. What are we seeing? October 2025, red. November 2025, red. December, very suspect 2025. Then it looked like on January 1st, 2026, that's when things started to turn around. How ironic. On the first day of 2026, the switch just went off. Altcoins just got released, unleashed. Bitcoin holding strong, continue to run up. That's why I say when you listening to the market, you listening to reading the comments, you listen to the herd, you got to be careful listening to the herd. Everybody was saying sell, get out of the market right now. 2026 is just going to further dip. You should be doing a tax harvest, sell your stuff right now. Have to be very careful when you're listening to the masses. Typically, when you're listening to the masses and everybody think it's going to go one way, it goes the other way. Look at 2025. Everybody thought the market was going to go one way. It went the other way. Everybody thinks 2026 is going to go to the dumps. It may go the other way. So, as the CEO of your own portfolio, you have to make that decision. That's why I say you have to be careful navigating around as a lone wolf. You really want to be involved in the cryptocurrency community so you can hear the different sides, hear the different opinions of people who are in the same space as you are. So it's not just you one-on-one in your own head. Let me go ahead and get this out the way. This is not financial advice. Anything I say is not a suggestion for you to buy, hold, or sell any crypto. This video is strictly for educational and entertainment purposes only. Before investing into anything, please consult with a professional financial advisor. Nevertheless, Bitcoin is pumping. Bitcoin is pumping for one simple reason, and most people missed it. For 6 months, the market was just stuck. Whether it was trading sideways or whether it was dipping. Yeah, we saw all-time high in October for Bitcoin. Yeah, we saw some pumps here and there in 2025, but nothing major. The good news is that institutions were still buying during that time. The price didn't move. Some of the old cryptocurrency whales from years ago, they started selling their positions. The market started to dump October. We know the government was closed. There was also the 4-year cycle, folks. Folks who, when I was standing on the 4-year cycle, but I didn't sell, but there was a lot of folks that was standing on the 4-year cycle, and they was prepared, and they were selling in October, November, December, because that was their original plan. But when we didn't see a pump in 2025, all bets were off, because why are we going to sell at a loss? But there was still some folks, the 4-year cyclers, who continued to stand on the 4-year cycle, even though it was broken. They were still selling in October, which was good. October was a decent point to sell. Folks were selling in November. Folks were selling in November. They said, you know what? 4-year cycle is over. It's dead. Let me go ahead and exit. So we saw some of the liquidity run out of the market. A lot of the folks who had been holding crypto, holding Bitcoin for years, they sold off. A lot of folks took profits. A lot of folks were still in profits who had been in crypto for 8 years, 9 years. They took profits. Whether it was for crypto fatigue or them just saying, you know what, I think it's my time to play it safe. Let me go ahead and take profit. You can never down talk anyone who take profit. Taking profit is very important. So now it looks like the selling is over. Looked like the selling is over. Folks who wanted to take profit took their profits. Some of the ancient cryptocurrency holders, those guys have exited. The folks who had game plan to sell the 4-year cycle, October, November, December, they're gone. They sold out. So looks like the selling is over. Now, if the selling is over, we're going to start to see the buying. Was it the bottom January 1st? Who knows? But you will start to see more buys come in. Institutions will continue to buy. This could really make sense as to why Bitcoin is moving now. We saw in 2025, we saw a lot of positive news in 2025. That didn't pump the market. Sometimes it's just that particular point in the cycle. Bitcoin's moving right now, not on news. No news is pumping Bitcoin. No hype is pumping Bitcoin. This is just pure structure. This is just pure structure from cryptocurrency. Pure structure from Bitcoin. A lot of folks say, oh, altcoins will never recover. Why are you holding altcoins? We've seen this before. Every cycle we see crypto altcoins get to a below level to where everybody's saying that it's over. Altcoins are going to go to zero. They even say Bitcoin is going to go to zero. And then what do we see? A recovery. Higher highs. FOMO. People have the fear of missing out and they start to get back in even after they were saying it was going to go to zero. Even after they were saying it's a scam. Retail investors, they're still scared. They're sitting on the sidelines watching. They're watching these coins go up. They're watching Sui. They're watching Dog with Hat. They're watching Solana, Ethereum, Bitcoin. They're watching these coins go up. But they're still a little bit scared. They're on the sideline. And people are saying, you know what, this is just a temporary relief rally. This is going to fail. This is going to crumble like the other rallies that we have been seeing over the past 12 months. Cryptocurrency is no longer a good investment, is what they're going to say. Folks waiting on the sideline is looking for cryptocurrency to fail. They want to see it fail because that will make them be right. Oh, I was right. That's why I exited. Y'all should have took out. Y'all should have been shorting. You have to understand that when fear hits the market, that's what fueled the market. Fear. Fear has always pumped the market. Maybe not instantly, but over a matter of time, we saw extreme fear. We saw when that hit. Take a look at what happened after that. We saw the fear and greed index go from 10 to 12 to 15 to 18. I said, hey, pay attention to this indicator. It's moving for a reason. 28 to 32. Now we're at 49 for the fear and greed index. So 2026 could be bigger than 2021. Who knows? We talked about the shift in cryptocurrency. Yeah, we were expecting a pump in 2025. We didn't get it. Boo hoo. What can we be expecting for 2026? What will the market look like if we continue to pump? What will the market look like if we go on a 3-month run? We had a 3-month run to the downside, October, November, December. Why can we not have a 3-month run in 2026 to the upside? January, February, March. What will the market look like then? Will retail investors start to come back in? What will the market look like when the retail investors start to come back in? When a Coinbase app starts to hit number 1, number 2, number 3 top downloaded apps on the Play Store? What will the cryptocurrency market be looking like? Folks that were buying last week, 2-3 weeks ago, January 1st, you talking about 3x, 4x, 5x, who knows how many multipliers over a 3-month run. These coins going up 30, 40, 50% in one day. And some of these low cap coins that I'm in over there in Moonshot, these coins are I'm talking about up 150%, up 200%. I opened up, I said, oof, so glad I didn't sell. So definitely interesting to watch how the market plays out, watching how 2026 plays out, watching the market sentiment, paying attention to what people are saying. I read the comments on various videos because I want to know what people are saying about cryptocurrency. I'm paying attention to the geopolitical news, paying attention to the finance news, watching the stock market, seeing how things are correlating, because all that stuff is important. Very important to pay attention to the whole stratosphere and at least try to make some sense out of it. So, nevertheless, we're in a great place right now. Fear and greed index is at 49. Altcoins are looking well. Altcoins are looking like they could have a healthy recovery. And if altcoins have a healthy recovery, oh Lord. Because we saw altcoins down 60, 70% in 2025. So if we can regain and recover that 60, 70% and then start to expound on top of that, wow. Eyes have not seen. Ears have not heard what 2026 can produce, especially when you compare it to 2021. We start to see institutional investors really start to pump the market. They're going to pump Bitcoin. As Bitcoin gets strong, the altcoins are going to get strong. What will the markets look like when the Bitcoin dominance get to 55%? 55% in Bitcoin dominance, that seemed like it was impossible when we were 64% dominance for Bitcoin. I said, man, a 55% dominance, a 57% dominance for Bitcoin seemed like it was so far-fetched. But look at the direction we're going in. As altcoins strengthen, as altcoins pump, as Bitcoin hold and increase also. That's what we talked about. Bitcoin is not just going to hold. Bitcoin is going to increase, but it's going to go up 2%. Your altcoins are going to go up 20%. Bitcoin is going to go up 3%. Ethereum is going to go up 6%. That is what we see, and that is the slide that we want to see. We want to see the Bitcoin dominance slide. Want to see the Ethereum dominant slide up. Altcoins dominant slide up. So just the great movements that we're seeing. Who knows what's going to happen tomorrow? This is cryptocurrency. Who knows what's going to happen next week? This is cryptocurrency. But as of today, as of yesterday, as of January 1st, 2026, the moves that we have been seeing are excellent. So come on over there. Join us in the Patreon. We would love to see you over there. We have a great and awesome cryptocurrency community. But like I say, I just continue to come to you guys every day just to continue to give you that good encouragement. Coming to you guys every day to give you that good motivation. And that's all I got for you on this one. It's your boy, Stock Holiday. And I'm out.